Trying to make it potentially a one-possession game. Up and under Pacey's. That's what they needed right there. Force one here. Up to Chin, who throws it down. Minkler, good ball fake, gets to the 10. Count it and the foul. Two buzzer beaters to his credit. Goes down the lane, double pump.
There it is.
Cut! Another! And it's a steal by Soden. Soden to the rim. He's got the layup, and Bedford's got the lead. McGeady drives, Strand open, three-pointer up and in. Wow. And they come up with a steal. O'Connell looking for the flush.
Big guys shoot twos.
Step back, Castro trying to tie the game. Juanena up the sideline, Castic way, double pump. Shot up and in! Up and in! Trying to find Bono. Mike with the steal! Mike is going to run off the clock! Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Derry. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you, getting set for our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. It's the Windham Jaguars and the Pinkerton Astros. Two teams with some of the best records in Division I, in fact, two of the top four. As we hit the first Friday night here in February. Well, Pinkerton, start with them. They won the first 10 out of the gate.
On fire early.
A week ago tonight, a shocking loss against Dover on this floor by a final score of 74-58. They rebounded well with a Tuesday night victory on the road at Manchester Central and come in trailing Bedford by a game at 11-1 overall. Meanwhile, Windham, under first-year head coach Carson D. Roger, they have been lights out. And a pleasant surprise across the division. 8-3. Two of those three defeats by just 1 point. And they come in tonight winners of 4 in a row. Most recently, a blowout victory over a good Portsmouth squad back on Tuesday night, 76-50. So, Justin, Pinkerton, they don't come ready to go. Well, Windham's certainly good enough to hand them their second defeat.
Oh, I agree. Defensively, especially, we've seen Pinkerton slow the game. We've seen Windham slow the game down a little bit. Defensively, they're really good. They run that shell drill. They run that man offense or defense how you're supposed to do it with some zone principles. You don't chase your man around. So it's going to make it a little more difficult for Pinkerton to get some of those open shots they get just because they do a good job with their man-to-man defense. But, you know, Pinkerton likes to run, push the ball down the floor, and then they have your Marshalls or trailer. So he hits threes there, but Windham's got to figure out who the shooters are early. Because if the younger Brander brother gets hot, then we could be in for a really long night for Windham if they're not careful.
Yeah. All right. When we come back, starting lineups, national anthem, and then game time. A couple minutes behind schedule because the JV game was a nail-biter.
It was a barn burner.
And ran a little bit late,
indeed,
so bear with us. But we're closing in here on the opening tip, and we'll have it for you when we come back. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Well, there it is, the national anthem setting the tone here in Derry as we get set for our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Pinkerton and Windham here on the first Friday of the month. Some keys here, Justin.
Well, let's just see how Pinkerton comes out early at home, especially after losing at home recently. And how will Windham react to this sort of overwhelmingly large Pinkerton student crowd, and an overwhelmingly Pinkerton-sized crowd anyway. And they're, Windham's a little bit young. Pinkerton's a little older. Will they push the ball? I want to see if they can push the ball. How do they handle the man pressure that Windham plays? And will Windham decide to slow the game down and change it and make it their style of game versus the Pinkerton style of game?
Tempo, something to watch for sure. Pinkerton in white. first half. The Jaguars in their road navy will counter left to right. And as you mentioned, that big Pinkerton student section, they're on their feet off to our right.
It's massive.
So Jackson Marshall will jump it up for Pinkerton.
Oh, quick tip, Nick. You see that?
The Astros get to it. As Parker Bienvenu Cernuda, the 5'8 junior, expected to run the show. He's got two of the Brander brothers on each wing. Andrew, the senior, Christian, the junior. Both are very good shooters. Here's Jackson Marshall. Second try is the charm, and one.
That's an offensive rebound. Get his own rebound. Go back up. Got to stop him. Got to box him out. They had two guys on him. Did a nice job blocking the first shot. But he's so big, he's just going to keep, you got to find a way to push him away from the basket.
6'9 senior, 3-year starter. He's been on a tear as of late. In the month of January, every other game, he went for 40 plus.
Well, I mean, he's looking at starting out well already tonight with the first three, but he's hard to stop. I mean, there's nobody in the league, the division that's his size that can stop him at this point.
Back door, that's a layup opportunity for Jack Murphy. But he cannot convert. The rebound goes to Charles Ludden, the fifth starter for Pinkerton. Astros a 3-0 lead. Here is Ludden. Little fadeaway. No. Marshall on the weak side, able to corral and bank it.
Good body control on that rebound, too. Ludden got away with a little bit of a travel. Little bit.
So Marshall with all 5 to begin.
Now, Windham had a nice look at a layup, too, and a nice backdoor cut. Just missed the layup.
Astros opening up on a man-to-man. Here's a back door. Lefty too strong for Jack Kutrobis. Marshall there on the glass for his third rebound. Marshall spins to his right, and he's got a teardrop layup.
Just too big inside. You know, it's interesting, too, the coach. Look at the coach at Windham. He's a 6'10 guy, 6'11 guy. Well, he should know how to guard and maybe how to defend a little better with help side defense and a big player as well.
Bank that, count it, and the foul. That's Benjamin Roy, the senior center. Going to get his team on the board, a much-needed bucket. 5-point game again, one free throw on the way. It's the first foul either way.
Oh, that's interesting. Maybe we get some fouls in this game. We've seen a couple games recently. Haven't had any free throws hardly at all.
Well, one each way. Fouls. Marshall was fouled on the opening possession.
Right. We had a free throw each way so far, right?
Yep. That one too strong. Loose ball. Corralled by Marshall in the corner. Here's the three-point threat, Christian Brander across the zone. We're swinging into the corner. Andrew Brander with the step. The reverse layup won't cooperate. Rebound control by Caden Bouchard, the senior for Windham. And that'll lead to a quick bucket in the paint with the left hand. A nice finish there for Jack Begley, one of the leading scorers on this Jaguars squad.
Jay Beggs.
Back-to-back buckets for Windham. Marshall deep in the post. Gets an easy two.
Can't let him get that deep. You know, it's almost at this point where you have to either play zone and go front back, and you just don't let him catch the ball and you make everybody else beat you. But then you have to worry about the three-point shot. But right now he's got 9 points already. We've only played for 3.5 minutes or 2.5 minutes at this point. So I'm not good at math, so people can help me out with that.
By the way, it's a fast start.
It is.
Meanwhile, Kutrobis, guarded by Marshall, off the switch, going to pull the trigger. It's a deep three from the wing, no good. The contested rebounds ends up with the 5'8 guard. Bounce pass ahead for Luden, lost it on his way up. Ball ends up out of bounds.
Got a foul? He got a foul call on that. Maybe? No, he didn't. Look like he had a hand up, called a foul, and then he pulled it off. Interesting.
Well, Coach DeRozier.
Check the replay.
Not happy.
I don't know where that ball came off.
As they rule it Pinkerton ball. Meanwhile, Marshall turns it over. Dribbled off the leg, 2-on-2. Murphy's got the left-hand finish and the foul.
Nice shot. Bad foul, right? Don't foul. If he's going to make the layup, don't let him make the layup. Don't hurt him, but don't let him make the layup.
So there,
off the leg there.
Pretty good finish, a strong take for Murphy, who's got his first bucket. Hard landing.
That was a good finish, really good finish. Lefty, he's a lefty.
Yep. There he is at the line. Can't convert. Ball loose. It's kept alive. Good hustle by Roy.
Great save.
And then the skip pass is intercepted. Cernuda Trying to find Brander in the corner. That play broken up and last touched by the Windham defender, Caden Bouchard. That's DeRozier. He's on his feet. It's a battle of the first-year head coaches tonight. Of course, we know about Mike Dunham on the Pinkerton sideline. Coach DeRozier grew up in Windham. Here's a three-pointer. Brander, it's too strong. Ball batted around under the iron, and it's last touched by the Jaguars.
Good effort, but you know what? He's in there bouncing. Begley's in there bouncing around. Needs a little help. He's rebounding by himself at that point. Needs help. Teammates. It's a team rebound situation when you got a 6'9" guy who can rebound offensively. You got to send everyone to the glass. No one has to be back, right? Just send them in.
Good defense by Roy, fronting the post there. Got a piece of it.
Yeah, front back. If you have a big guy like that, what do? We talked about it's an art to learn to throw the ball in the paint. You didn't throw the ball high enough. Got to throw it up high.
Coach Dunham has gone to the bench for the first time. James Wallace, 6'3" senior, is in the game. Meanwhile, Marshall couldn't get the runner.
A rare miss, too. A rare miss right around the basket.
Roy with the rebound. Meanwhile, Begley in trouble. Finds Katropis, goes into the lane, knocks over Marshall, and finishes at the iron.
And they wanted a foul, an offensive foul. That was a really good move. Marshall was a little too far underneath the basket to make that call.
Windham on an 8-2 run. Marshall controls, goes up, can't get it, trying to go up again, and he's fouled.
Yeah, see, he's getting beat up early, getting beat up.
And he's got 5 rebounds already, a couple on the offensive end.
Absolutely.
With a chance to get into double figures here at the free throw line.
See, a lot of time we talk about team rebounding, right? Team rebounds, that's a stat that kind of exists, team rebounding. So they don't need to worry about Windham putting anybody back. Right? If you're playing, if you're Pinkerton and you miss, you might want to have somebody back. Your point guard stays back, a little defense in the backcourt, right? But if you're Windham, 5 guys have to crash the boards. 5. You can't have anybody leak out. You can't have anybody watching. All 5 guys have to rebound.
Marshall's 3 for 3 at the line.
He doesn't miss many free throws. He might be one of the better free throw shooters, if not the best in the state.
Up and under. Begley, good effort on the wraparound shot, but it won't go.
Wallace, right? Wallace checked in.
Goes the other way. Yes, Wallace on the floor with Bienvenu Serduda. Ludden, who pulls the trigger here and knocks it down.
That's a good-looking shot off the dribble. Love off-the-dribble shots.
It's an 18-footer for the senior, his first bucket. The lead back to 5 for the Astros.
That shot makes coaches nuts, too, sometimes. He was inches away from a three-point shot, and you're like, you got to make sure your feet are just behind the arc.
Marshall.
Another
clear the glass. Astros by 5 as we head towards 3 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Pinkerton scored the first 7 points of the game. Christian Brander, left-hand dribble, right-hand shot. Hits the bottom of the iron. Exploding out of the crowd is Murphy. He's got the trailer who was stripped on the way up. And it was Bouchard who never quite had it. And they're saying last touch by Windham.
Low turnover so far. We've seen some crazy turnover games lately, but I have 2-1, so that's not too bad early.
Extended pressure now from Windham.
Right now, look, one-on-one inside with Marshall. I'm throwing the ball in there every time. We got help.
Double teamed and fouled. Meanwhile, some of the Windham fans who made the trip wanted a jump ball there. They won't get it.
We can take another look at that. Got the ball from behind. Yeah, that's a good block from behind. The problem with that was Jackson was just too far underneath the basket. That's a tough shot. And then he leans back. You get the shot blocked from behind. So that was actually a pretty good block. A rare miss.
First miss of the night.
They're doing a good job with the help on as soon as he catches the ball, they're coming with help. I'm not letting him catch the ball. If I can avoid it, I'm playing full front and making him lob the ball over me and then get the help from behind if they can do it. Nobody else has hardly had many shots for Pinkerton. They've only shot maybe three other players have shot, and Jackson has all the other shots. So let's stop contain him. Don't have to stop him. Just contain him a little bit, right? Don't let him get 50. Don't let him get 40. Let's just let him get 25.
Marshall's got 12 of the 14 here early, coming up with 2 minutes to go. First quarter, Begley's shot no. Offensive rebound and then a rejection.
Good block. Good block by the big man.
Deep three, Christian Brander off the side of the iron. Now Tyler Jordan, sophomore, just checked in, is going to lose it. Poked away from behind. Benu Cernuda, left-hand shot. Hits the rim twice. Keeps it alive for Ludden. He can't finish. And then it's finally cleared in the crowd by Jordan. Bounce pass ahead. Controlled in the paint. Inside out for Begley. Skips it for Jordan. Extra pass, but a travel.
Another turnover. It's the feet, and the officials aren't calling the feet right now, to be honest, as close as we've seen. I've seen a couple slides, I've seen a couple shuffles here and there, and I think that was a good call. That didn't look as much as a travel as we've seen. Watch the Branders, when they catch the ball, sometimes they shuffle the feet.
3 officials on hand tonight. That's the sign of a big game. Crowd chanting defense. Marshall going to fire a 3 from straight away. Misfires, and Begley's got the board. 14-8 here as we head towards the final minute of this first quarter. Drive and dump. Catch and finish for Sam Roydoulis.
Say that
freshman.
Roydoulis with a nice shot.
You mentioned some of the young players for Windham making an impact here off the bench. Pinkerton's second turnover leads to a Begley shot, and he's got it.
Begley again.
His second field goal, the senior. He's got the Jaguars back within 2. And a travel is called here on the baseline.
All of a sudden, a little disarray with Pinkerton, kind of gone away with what's working, right? So it's like in football. I mentioned this before. If you run right and you can sweep right 5 times in a row and you get it, you just keep going the same way until they stop it, right? You throw the ball into the big fella until you stop the big fella.
Windham a chance to tie or take the lead here after trailing from the get-go. Skip pass, dangerous. It's broken up. Roydoulis going to keep it. Skip it back near side. Drive, cut off, jump shot. Not going to work for Katrobis. And then the outlet pass is picked off, and we have a foul in the backcourt.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Windham is playing some defense. They're attacking offensively, trying to get to the free throw line like you have to. They've made a few of these baskets. They'd be ahead right now. You know, they've missed a couple layups. They've missed a couple easy baskets early.
Still a chance to tie or take the lead here. Coach DeRoger wants the final shot. We're down to 10 seconds. Katrobis into the paint. Rejected by Ludden. Pretty good defense there. Came down with the right hand at the right time.
It was really good defense. That'll move. They're more successful when they move the ball around. Watch, they're better when they move the ball.
Still got 5 seconds here to get a shot off. It's a pretty good look. Straight away, Bouchard short. Roy Trobis to his right, rejected. And that'll do it. Well, Pinkerton threw the first punch, scored the first 7 points of the game. Jackson Marshall off to a hot start. Windham with an answer towards the end of that first quarter. And as a result, just a 2-point game as we head to the second quarter in just a moment. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Well, Pinkerton coming into tonight 11-1. trailing unbeaten Bedford at the top of the Division I standings. Scored the first 7 points tonight. Windham, though, able to respond on the road, and now they look for the lead with a 3 there, no good, but an offensive rebound will keep it at this end as Benjamin Roy is fouled along the baseline.
Cernuda got him, right? Whacked him on the arm, maybe? He called that on Cernuda.
That's the second on Cernuda in the first team foul here. Either way in this second quarter. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire game of the week, and it's a big one. Presented by Beals Insurance. We're in February. We know every game gets bigger as we move forward.
Yeah, we're getting really close here to the end. It's shocking how fast it's gone.
And these are two teams right in the hunt. That's a 3. It's Tyler Jordan, the sophomore, coming off the bench to give his team the lead at 15-14.
And they have not shot very well yet. If they shoot better or improve their outside shooting, look out.
Long pass inside for Marshall is off target, and it ends up out of bounds. That's the 5th Pinkerton turnover.
See, that's the art of throwing the ball to your big man. Now, he doesn't have tremendous leaping ability. His thing is, I get position, you throw me the ball, I drop step, I score. You can't stay in front of me, but you're not going to be able to lob the ball to the basket and try and throw up a lob high dunk.
Meanwhile, Begley to his right can't get it. Marshall, his 8th rebound.
What he does very well. Now they're bumping him now. Look how they bump him down the court. That's a foul. He's fouled 4 times in a row, 5 times in a row.
Going to put his head down, go to work, get it to go off the glass, and then the foul is called. He'll have a chance for one more.
He's not. Did he count the basket? I don't think he counted. He did not count the basket. He gave him 2 shots. He got fouled 5 times before he got that last call. And you could have called offense in that last call because he was frustrated.
I'm not sure how they don't call the foul.
I don't either. They called the foul, but they didn't count the basket.
Right, that's what I mean.
I think they got him. He was leaning forward. Maybe they called it when he was leaning.
But if it's a shooting foul, then the result of the shot should be a make. But now they are going to count.
Okay, now he does that. Okay.
Right, so that's a moot point.
All right. But
Marshall with 14 in this first half, make it 15.
I was getting fired up, Nick. I got to be honest. I was getting fired up because I don't like when they do that. And refs don't call it because they think he's big and he can handle the abuse. That's not right. That's not the right way to do it. He's getting fouled, you call it.
Jaguars down 2. Murphy for 3. No, but a foul. It's going to come on the closeout against Connor Dempsey, the sophomore. Got a piece of the follow-through, so 3 free throws on the way. Tyler Jordan has looked pretty good in this first half.
He has. He rebounded well. They got bouncy guys. They got the bouncy. They're not big. They're 6'2", 6'3". They're not really big kids, but they're battling inside.
Free throw no good.
Yeah, I guess I get kind of frustrated.
This is Jack Murphy here. I'm sorry.
Jack Murphy.
I had the wrong number.
Yes, it is. 12, Murphy.
Not Tyler Jordan. Jack Murphy, the senior. He's got 2 more coming. Meanwhile, we've got a good crowd here in Derry, as you highlighted
Raucous.
at the top of the broadcast. A loud student section in the right ear of Murphy. May or may not have impacted that one, but Windham has shown up as well. And they've got a sizable contingent of students off to our left. They're all donning black tonight.
Oh, I didn't. You know what? They crept in on us like that. That's an impressive crowd.
Meanwhile, an 0 for 3 trip. It's going to lead to another Marshall rebound, who's working on a double-double already.
You can't. They haven't made a free throw yet. They're 0 for 5, right? Am I wrong on that? I don't know. I think I got 0 for 5.
Marshall for 3. Side iron miss, and it's tracked down off the bounce by Katrobis for Windham.
That's a good look, though. It was a good look at a three-pointer for him on the trail.
Katrobis going to keep it. You shoot that one up left-handed, won't go off the back iron. The rebound controlled by Ludden. Astros by 2, 2 minutes in, second quarter. Ludden all the way to the 10. The officials are going to wave it off. The reach-in foul came first.
Yeah, he called
on the floor against Windham.
What kind of foul situation? 2-2 this quarter. Okay, I keep that forgetting. We're switching quarters, right? Hey, start that over. See, it's going to take me a full season to get the hang of the foul thing. I don't know.
Meanwhile, Christian Brander has returned the three-point threat. Held off the board in that first quarter. But he's back in the lineup for Pinkerton. Ludden, good spin move, double pump, couldn't get it. Offensive rebound will lead to an and one.
That was a really tough shot, but an outstanding rebound. Who your smallest guy on the floor?
5'8" junior.
He's rebounding.
3 rebounds early, a couple steals.
Yes,
That's his first bucket. Now a chance for one more at the line, trying to extend this Astro lead to 5.
He's the guy on their team that brings the energy throughout the entire game. He never slows down. He always is playing fast, trying to, up the tempo, make sure guys are moving around, moving fast.
Free throw won't go. Murphy, a good box out in the lane for Windham. And eventually escapes the crowd. 4-point game. Pinkerton is led by as many as 7 and have played with the lead more often than not in this first half. Meanwhile, Boucher had that one kicked into the backcourt.
Yeah, here's
the whistle sounds.
I hope if we can get a replay on that. Here's an example of, let's take the kick play. Let's take a look and see if
extend the leg. You can see there.
That extended it after the kick play, don't you think?
Yeah.
It has to be intentional. They can't just call it. They do call it all the time, but it has to be intentional.
I would have called that one. There's Begley up and under for 2.
Oh, the Euro. You know how I feel about the Euro. I can't figure it out.
He's got 3 field goals, 6 points, a team high. And again, it's a 2-point game. Meanwhile, Marshall away from the ball is knocked down.
A lot of pushing and shoving inside. A lot of it.
Ludden fadeaway up and in. And that'll lead to our first timeout as Pinkerton is back out in front 21-17.
We got a
or
warning.
Do we have a warning? I'm sorry. Yeah, we have a delay of game warning.
Leave the ball alone. We have one of those.
Parker Bienvenu Cernuda may have touched it after it went in.
Yeah, I think, let's see what happened here. Ball, nice shot, Ludden. Nice pull-up.
He's looked good so far.
Let's see who knocks it out. That's Marshall.
Oh, it's Marshall.
Back, yeah.
So the warning goes against Pinkerton. Skip pass. Kutrobis, fearless. Got the finger roll.
Right at the big fella, too.
The junior with his second bucket. Meanwhile, Wallace threw it away. Up the floor, Bouchard for 2, and we are tied.
We are tied indeed.
The senior gets his first basket on a fast break opportunity. And now the entry pass is knocked away. Back-to-back turnovers forced by this Jaguar defense.
Again, there's that entry pass issue. All right, struggle with the entry pass.
Begley leans in and gives his team the lead.
Got away with a little bit of a step.
So Begley with 8, the bench fired up. The Windham students who have made the trip across Route 111 are fired up as well. Brander, extra pass. Wallace thought about it. They find Marshall, and he's fouled under the basket.
He's taking a beating tonight, really. He's going to get hurt. If he's not careful or they're not careful, he's going to get hurt. He's getting pushed from both sides.
He's working hard at both ends.
He is, and that was almost
initial defender, Brandon Roy, for Windham is on the bench, so it's a committee situation really defensively against a 6'9 senior.
And you got to watch that. That was a near hyperextension of his right knee on that play when he came down. When he got shoved. He came down hard on that right leg, and it kicked back a little bit. I don't want to see anybody get hurt, especially not him.
Around the rim and out.
Rare free throw miss for him.
Rebound belongs to Roy Dulis.
He's 6 for 8 tonight? 6 for 8.
Windham by 1. Begley trying to shake off Wallace. Draws the foul. Well, they got Wallace a little out of position with that head fake. Marshall came over to block the shot, but again, the foul on the way up first. So Begley to the free throw line and knocks it down. Meanwhile, Pinkerton 3 team fouls, Windham with 4.
That's
just inside of 4 minutes to go here until the break.
That's their first free throw make. They are 1 for 6. There's another one.
Despite that, they've got a 3-point lead.
2 for 6. That's good. They have to. If they shoot better, I'm telling you, they've had open shots. They haven't gone in. Their shooting improved. Look out.
Brander long 2. Baseline miss. Offensive rebound pulled in for Pinkerton's Troy Galler, who just checked in. Meanwhile, Brander's pass is picked off. Kutrobis with the steal. Going to bring it himself into the lane. Fire up a 14-footer that won't go. And a good rebound here by Geller the other way. Windham fans chanting defense. Christian Brander for three, won't get it. Begley, rebound, outlet pass, Katrobis with the finish.
Wow.
Well, who said Windham doesn't want to play with tempo?
Oh, I'm telling you, they're playing with tempo indeed.
Meanwhile, Marshall going to flush that, but it won't count. The foul comes on the pass. As we see the wraparound dish in the lane. That'll put Windham over the limit.
Vicious screen there, too, up top. You see that? Vicious screen.
It's been a physical first half here in Derry.
Yeah, it's almost like they're rival. I don't think they're not really rivals, but this is feels like a rivalry game. Well, they're playing like this is a war right now.
It's a big game, as we know. Both teams in the top four in the Division I standings. Pinkerton coming in, of course, amongst a lot of fanfare, both during the offseason and during this regular season. They win 10 straight out of the gate. They lose a week ago. They rebound with a victory on Tuesday at Central. All in all, 11-1, a game behind the undefeated and defending champion Bedford Bulldogs. Windham have been a surprise in the division, 8-3. Two of those three losses by just 1 point. And obviously they came ready to play today, not intimidated in the least here. They got their largest lead on the board at 27, now 23, with inside of 3 minutes to go until halftime. We have a timeout on the floor. Our broadcast tonight is brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. And finally, by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance. Of course, we're on YouTube, the channel, FNL NH Media. Again, Friday Night Lights New Hampshire on YouTube at FNL NH Media. Pinkerton got off to the start, Justin, you were hoping to see them get off to. Came out with energy, scored the first 7 points.
Absolutely.
But Windham sliced into that lead at the tail end of the first quarter. They have played with the lead most of this second quarter. As play resumes here out of the timeout, a missed shot is going to lead to Marshall, who comes down the lane with a tomahawk dunk.
Throw it down, big man. Throw it down.
Well, that gets the home fans fired up, but it brings Pinkerton right back within two.
That can change some things. That can kind of make you play a little bit differently when you see one of your players throwing down like that.
Begley inside, got it over Marshall, and is fouled on the way up.
Another foul. He's a pump-faking machine inside, too. He's getting a lot of guys up, leaning in, little foul there. A nice replay of the dunk. Here he goes, takes off. It's a nice play by the big fella.
Got a big first half.
Oh, that's a huge first half.
So is this kid, though, Begley. He shouldered most of the scoring for Windham. He's the lone Jaguar in double figures with 11. And I know you like this. He's 3 for 3 at the free throw line.
I like that. He's the only guy on their team right now that's made a free throw.
That one around the rim and out. We jinxed him.
We did. Gosh darn
That's
it.
last touched by the
stay
Jaguars.
Here. Staying here. He switched it.
Okay.
I thought maybe it was Wyndham's ball as well. Let's see what kind of out-of-bounds play they run. So Pinkerton right now is playing, looks like man in the out-of-bounds. Let's see if they set some good screens and try and get open. No, not really screens. Still got open.
They go back to the screener. Bouchard can't finish. And Marshall's got his 10th board. Up ahead for Ludden. Leans into Begley and draws the foul. Begley not happy. Coach DeRozier not happy.
Let's take another look on our replay from the Wizard. Yeah, you can't really jump forward with him. You know, he thought he was jumping straight up, like when they put their hands up. I'm jumping straight up. No, you jumped into him. That's a foul. Good call.
Just over 2 minutes to go until halftime. Coming up at halftime, a look back at the stats, a look back at the first half with stats, highlights, and analysis. Busy Friday night statewide as well. We'll get a look at the scoreboard, all of that coming up at halftime. Meanwhile, Ludden, 5 points, a couple of rebounds, goes 1 for 2 at the stripe there. And it stays a 2-point Windham lead here at 28-26.
Low-scoring game right now for Pinkerton. This is a very low-scoring game for them. Early on in the season, they were averaging 90 points a game, and recently they've slowed down.
Just step back 2 for Andrew Hennessy.
Another guy off the bench.
And they're going to get Hennessy here away from the ball, trying to body up Marshall in the high post. And they say he grabbed Marshall.
Now we're just shooting free throws.
Yep. So 2 coming up here with $1:45 to go as Marshall continues to pile on the points here in this first half.
This is 9 and 10 from the free throw line, right? Free throws 9 and 10.
He's got 16 points, 10 rebounds already. And he misses there. So 1 for 2. 3-point game, 30-27. Final 100 seconds here of the first half. Step back 2, Petrobis. That's pretty.
He's had a pretty good first half, active first half. Hasn't shot a great percentage, but he's been really active attacking the basket. And, you know, they're ahead by 5.
Got 8 points. Jaguar students chanting defense, and it pays off. Petrobis leading a 3-on-1. Left-hand shot, no, but a foul.
Could have passed it. Had his teammate ahead. Jordan right ahead underneath the basket. Could have had a nice little easy 2-footer. Got to give the ball up.
Gonna have to settle for the upcoming free throws. The foul goes against Ludden.
It's a good steal. You just got to make sure, you know, find your teammates, throw the ball. That coaches always say, throw the ball ahead. Throw the ball ahead. Jaguars
have forced a considerable amount of Pinkerton giveaways here in this first half. 9 turnovers for the Astros.
Yeah, that's a lot for them. They usually don't turn the ball over that much.
Petrobis goes 1 for 2.
I'd like to see one of the Brander brothers, Christian or Andrew, just sort of get more involved in the game right now, too. You know, get some shots off, some easy looks.
Marshall wants it to his left. Left it short. Rebound wrestled away by Hennessy.
He got hit. He got hit hard on that one again. No call.
Coach Dunham not happy.
He's not. I don't think Marshall's too happy either. He got hit hard.
Down to 40 seconds. Petrobis pull up off the front iron. Marshall, a loud rebound, his 11th.
I'd be rebounding loud if I was him too, and guys would beat me up.
Andrew Brander had that pass kicked under the basket, and that was intentional by Tyler Jordan, the sophomore.
Here we go back to the kick. Now it's pretty easy call, right, on the kick.
All right, Coach DeRoger going to shuffle the cards. He's going to take Murphy out and come up with another fresh pair of legs here as we get a jump ball. Matthew Damaris, senior guard, is on for the first time. Meanwhile, the jump ball will result in Pinkerton possession with 22 seconds remaining.
And right now, that means, guess what? Windham gets the ball here in the second half to start, unless we have another one.
Three-pointer, Christian Brander knocked down in the process, couldn't get it. Damaris, long outlet pass for Bouchard. Finds Petrobis, stripped by Bienvenu Cernudo. Windham recovers. Bouchard ends up with it, fires a line drive 3 that's no good. And Ludden has the rebound for Pinkerton. Astros got to hurry, down to 5 seconds. Skip pass, batted away, stolen by Bouchard. Half-court heave is no good. And that will do it for the first half. The Windham Jaguars, with their largest lead, 33-27, looking to hand Pinkerton just their second loss of the season and make headlines in the process.
Huge headlines, Nick, huge.
Coming up, a look back at that first half, stats, highlights, and analysis, out-of-town scoreboard as well, as both teams look to make some adjustments over the next few minutes in the locker room. We'll be right back to Derry in just a moment. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Well, halftime here in Derry, and we've got ourselves a good one. And that's an understatement.
Oh,
33-27 is the Windham lead. The Jaguars came in winners of 4 in a row, 8-3 overall. Good enough for a top 4 seed if the schedule were to end today. Pinkerton, of course, right behind Bedford in the standings at 11-1 after that 10-0 start. But Windham has their largest lead with the third quarter coming up here momentarily. It got off on the right foot for the home team as the Astros scored the first 7 points. And that was their largest lead. Again, minutes into the game, Jackson Marshall scored, I think, 12 of his team's 14 in that first quarter. He's got 19 already at the break to go with 11 rebounds. But it was Windham who came alive towards the tail end of that first quarter. Started hitting some shots in the second quarter. That defense forced 11 turnovers from Pinkerton that first half.
Yeah, 11 to what? We have 11 to 4.
11 to 4,
only have 4
so
turnovers.
That's a notable difference. And then on the offensive end for the Jaguars, Jack Begley, 11 points. Jack Kutrobis with 9. So those two combined for 20 of the 33. And as a result, this one is up in the air here. 33-27 with the third quarter coming up.
I'll tell you what, you watch what's going on, and here's what I think maybe the goal is of Windham. I'd say, let's just see if we can contain Marshall and keep him under 40. Or just keep, contained. He's going to get his. It's okay. But guess what we're going to do? We're going to take both Brander brothers as shooters out. We're not going to allow them to get open three-point shots. And they haven't. They haven't let either one of them. We saw, who we got? Christian Brander hit, 11 threes, right?
Against Portsmouth.
Hasn't made a shot. So what do? You're trying to say, we have to give up something in order to stop something else, and they get a lot of big points from their other players, right? So Ludden has scored some points. He's got 5. Ludden has 5, and Bienvenu Cernuda has 3. So they're doing what they're supposed to do. You say you have to take something and go, how are we going to win? So we'll let big fella get some, and we'll stop everybody else. And they're still not. He's got 19. He's sort of dominating their first half, but they're not winning. That's the problem. They're not winning, and they only have 27 points, right? So again, they averaged 90 points a game up until recently.
Right.
So teams have sort of figured out how to stop them, right? So you stop open looks, and you make sure that the big fella doesn't get 50, right? But if he gets 50, and you stop everybody else, right, you're probably going to win the game.
Right.
So I think that they have to come out. Wyndham's got to come out though and shoot a little bit better in the second half. Keep being tough with the ball, and Pinkerton's got to stop turning the ball over and find some other guys to help out.
Got to credit this Jaguar defense. They played physical. They played with energy. And they seemingly had a pretty good game plan, as you just outlined as well. First-year head coach Carson DeRoger doing a great job, not just tonight, but really all season long. If Windham could pull this off,
that's huge.
Well, they'd be 9-3 in third place.
Yeah, that'd be a huge upset.
About a month away from the tournament, right?
I mean, we now know that Pinkerton is indeed vulnerable, right? As we are crowded and surrounded by more and more people. I'm lucky I'm on the end, but that's, I'm a large man. A large man needs an end seat. That's the way it goes.
It's a big crowd.
It's a big crowd.
As we highlighted, Windham, they traveled well tonight.
They did.
Their crowd very loud at times in that first half.
There is quite a few on my left-hand side, Windham fans. Oh, they're kind of yelling and screaming. And they haven't even gotten too raucous yet, but
there they go.
The young people are raucous. Some adults haven't been screaming yet. I'm waiting for the Pinkerton adults to kind of wig out a little bit, and some of the kids to wig out if the game gets out of hand.
Well, there's the Pinkerton student section. As you can see in the red there, standing to our right. And we just showed you the Jaguar fans on the left.
There may be more Jaguar students than there are Pinkerton students
close
today. I'm looking at that now. You can kind of see, especially with the black shirts on. They're presenting.
All right, Coach Dunham standing at the head of the Pinkerton bench, trying to inspire this defense as we get going here for the second half. It's Jaguar basketball. Windham with a 6-point lead. Murphy in the lane, can't get it. The rebound controlled by Marshall. That's his 12th. So back to work for Pinkerton. Wyndham going to stay in a man-to-man. That's been the look. Well, Andrew Brander is wide open.
There it is. That's a beautiful flex cut. And Wyndham that's the one time Wyndham did not play good help defense. They kind of were chasing their man around, and he gets a wide open flex cut layup.
First bucket for Brander. Meanwhile, Katrobis, baseline pass for Bouchard, tried to find Roy in the lane. It was intercepted. Taken away by Bienvenu Cernuda. Just the 5th turnover tonight for Windham. Going to lead to a quick bucket for Ludden. That's a tough shot.
Yeah, really tough shot. Hanging off the glass.
Ludden has played well. 6 unanswered by Pinkerton, and we are tied at 33. Katrobis, little ball fake, goes down the lane, off balance shot, won't work, but a foul. He's going to send him to the free throw line.
He got hit a couple times. He got hit early on the dribble. He's really looked to shoot too. I mean, again, I don't think his percentage was great in the first half, but he's looked to shoot. He's looked to be really aggressive offensively early. But they're again a little amped up. You turn the ball over, you make some mistakes, and all of a sudden it's a tie game.
There's a chance to settle down at the free throw line. Katrobis hits the first. He's 2 for 3 at the line tonight. And he's the second Jaguar in double figures with now 11 after that 2 for 2 trip.
Full court man pressure too a little bit, right? Slow down your guards. They're just better. Wyndham's better too when they move the ball around, when they pass the ball and move it around a few times.
Ludden behind the back. Left-hand banker, no, and a big skying rebound for Murphy. Up the floor, three-pointer, up and in for Bouchard.
They start making threes. This could be out of hand quickly.
And now Marshall is fouled.
That's another good block from behind. That was good defense that time. Good block from behind. Could have gone offensive foul. If you take another look at that, if you watch. Yeah, he jumped in. That's an offensive foul. Good block from behind. But, yeah,
so
you got to know it. He's getting beat up.
Goes against Roy. 1 team foul each way. Pinkerton scored the first 6 points out of the gate to begin this second half. Windham has answered with a mini 5-0 run of their own. And now Roy is going to check out.
We fired up. Did he? What's he got? Got a few fouls? Can't sub now. You got to wait till after the first. Oh, my goodness. What's going on here? The referee's not. Can't see.
I think he might have a bloody lip.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that. I thought maybe he just sort of.
And if that's the case, he does have to come out immediately.
Oh, you're right. He does.
Meanwhile, the free throw is no good.
I don't see a trainer or anything yet attending to him. I think he needs to help him out if he's got it. Oh, there she is. Okay.
Second free throw. In and it rattles in. I was about to say in and out. It rattled in.
In and out heartbreak.
He's got 20. It's a 4-point game again. 2 minutes gone by, third quarter.
He's going to go home tonight, and he's going to have to sit in an ice bath.
Three-pointer from Murphy. Good look from straight away. Won't go. Christian Brander trying to keep it alive.
Yep, off the line.
And could not as the ball bounces on the baseline. So Windham will have a second opportunity.
Rebound. He just couldn't, control the rest of it. Control that body.
Meanwhile, the freshman has come back on for Windham, Sam Roydulis, who played well in the first half. Fade away, up and in. Here comes Caden Bouchard.
Nice shot.
Quiet in that first half, only 2 points. He scored 4 already in this third quarter.
Yeah, a quick three.
And the halftime margin is back up to 6.
Again, you got to make a better pass, practice making a better pass to your big fella, right? It takes work. It's an art form. It's a lost art form because you don't see anybody on the paint anymore posting up. And I love it that he posts up on the block. I love that. Look, wide open in there now.
Brander instead turns on the gas and draws a foul on the pass.
See, one of the rules that my coaches used to give when we were playing, if you have a guy in your back, you get the ball. That's just, if you're on the block and you have a guy in your back, you throw the ball in there. It's just not as common anymore as it used to be. That's
second team foul against Windham.
There, now, look, Windham now is double teaming big fella inside.
We get another look at Andrew Hennessy.
Now we are having
a little back and forth here between the student sections. Christian Brander in the lane, finds his brother up top. Three-pointer, too strong. Bienvenu Cernuda with the offensive rebound. Tipped it over to Marshall.
Good rebound.
And then a foul comes against the Jaguars.
That's I think his third offensive rebound for the little fella.
Yeah, the 5'8 guard's got 4.
He gets after it, man. He does. He gets after it.
3 of those, as you mentioned, on the offensive end. Ludden back steps to the corner, fires a 3, and knocks it down.
I think Ludden has been good. He's the other bright spot along with Cernuda. He's the other bright spot for them, scoring, rebounding, kind of doing some other stuff. He's playing well.
He's in double figures now with 10. 3 minutes gone by, third quarter. Wyndham's lead down to 3. Trying to double it is Murphy, and he will from the corner.
Woo, another one. 3. Wow.
Jack Murphy. Again, quiet in that first half, but that's a big rejection there.
Great block.
Murphy, eyes on the rim, finds his teammate Katrobis.
Oh,
and
there
then
it
Bagley
is.
hesitated a bit on the catch and traveled.
Yep, slid those feet. That's their third turnover in this half, so a little different now starting off. But they're man full court, trying to contain, slow down Pinkerton just a little bit. Because you know Bienvenu likes to push the ball.
Lost it there. Good steal by Katrobis. 2-on-1. He'll take it himself and miss. Begley follows him up. A good
rebound and a good putback.
And with that, we have a timeout. Mike hasn't seen enough. First year Astro head man is going to talk it over as his club trails by 8 now for the first time at 45-37. Our broadcast tonight is brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. And finally by the New Hampshire Tomahawks Showcase and Development for college lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance. Rowdy crowd here in Derry.
Oh, yeah.
2 legitimate contenders in Division I meeting tonight. Astros scored the first 7 points of the ball game. That ended up being their biggest lead of the first half. Windham came back to wrestle away the lead in the second quarter, led by 6 at the break, and that has expanded to now an 8-point gap for the first time at 45-37 midway through this third quarter.
They are simply defensively right now more aggressive than Pinkerton is, and that is showing because the defense turns into offense, and they're getting baskets, getting layups, they're getting threes, wide open shots. They're just more aggressive right now and more active. There it again.
Good job fronting the post there, Andrew Hennessy.
Really good defense.
Meanwhile, Begley got jammed up. Hennessy bails him out. And then Murphy is called for a travel.
Well, I think Begley got away with one too, skipped his feet, but you got to give him a little room to come down, but he did kind of shuffle early.
And we see there
I didn't see anything. Did you? Did you see a
I don't know
travel
if he
there?
planted that left foot and then moved it, kind of a double pivot foot. I don't know.
That was tough.
Three-pointer, no. Brander, yes.
Hey, that's an assist. That's an assist to his brother, right?
Andrew Brander, 4 points, all coming in this third quarter. Big bucket there for Pinkerton. Back to a 2-possession game again. Now it's the Astro bench chanting defense. Coach DeRozier, 7-foot presence on the Windham sideline, hunched over, watching his point guard fire a 3. It won't go. Murphy's there, though, on the offensive board. Skip pass, Bouchard, 3 up and in.
You got to guard him. He can shoot. You've got to guard him.
Meanwhile, it's Brander, left it short. Bouchard the board.
Bouchard's everywhere.
Petrobus hangs, no. Begley follows, short. Begley is then fouled.
Begley back-to-back, 2 rebounds in a row. Wow, man, I'll tell you what, they're an active bunch. Windham is very active. They're more active. They've gotten better since we saw them last.
And they were impressive about a month ago.
Yeah, they were. And they've
we
gotten
saw
better.
them in a win over South, but you're right, they've been flying around tonight defensively.
They're creating turnovers, causing havoc, really putting pressure inside. I think big man's getting fouled more than they're calling. I think that's just that's what happens to them. It's not right, but that's what happens.
Meanwhile, they've held Marshall to just 1 point in this third quarter. Inside of 3 minutes, Bouchard for 3. Won't go, and Marshall's got the weak side glass. His 13th rebound of the game.
He's rebounding. You know what, though? They've had trouble getting the ball inside to him. They're not making good entry passes. He's getting fouled right now, too. Look at the push.
Three-pointer. Wallace, a clean look, won't get it. Andrew Brander does, goes back door, and there's Marshall on the finish.
It's a good rebound and a good pass, but he's getting beat up inside right now.
48-41.
He's tired, too. You can tell that all of that pushing and shoving is going to tire him out.
He has not come off the floor. Meanwhile, Kotrobis finds Bouchard in the corner, and he stays hot.
Beautiful. Beautiful looking shot. Beautiful release, follow through. Right in front, catch and shoot.
He's now Wyndham's leading scorer with 13. He's hit 3 threes in this third quarter. Marshall with the tip.
They needed that. They need to stay. They can't let this get out of hand. If they let this get out of hand, they're in trouble.
8-point game.
8 points is we want to always say get it down to 8, right? Keep it close.
Still $1:45 to go in this third quarter. Kotrobis, good step through, but can't hit the lefty layup. Rebound goes to Ludden.
He got hit in the face, too.
And then it's knocked away in the backcourt. And Coach Dunham's going to bail out his team with a timeout.
That's a good call. Good timeout call. A little chaotic there in the backcourt. Again, more turnover. They're just causing havoc. I mean, they're getting steals. They're Pinkerton's making mistakes with the ball. The shooters aren't shooting well. Marshall's keeping them in the game. He's rebounding. He's getting beat up. He's making baskets. And you might want to think about, okay, look, let's just come down the floor, take our time, move the ball around, throw the ball inside, and then come back and get a stop. And don't worry about other guys trying to get shots at this point. Just throw the ball inside until they stop him. Throw the ball inside.
Easier said than done against this Windham D. You got to credit some of those bigs. We saw Roy exit the game earlier in this third quarter with a bloody lip. He started at center.
Hennessy, too. Right?
Hennessy has come on
off the bench and kind of
and has played physical inside. And, again, the weak side, the backside, so to speak,
the weak side help,
has rotated on time as well. So it's been a collective effort here for Windham to try to hold down arguably the best player in the state.
Oh, it's a game plan.
And despite the 24 and 13 tonight so far for Marshall, it has worked for Windham.
Right, you're holding them down, but this is a legit game plan that coach has, trying to say we're gonna make him work hard for the ball. We're gonna double team when he gets the ball. We're gonna come from the front and the back.
There's a backdoor for Wallace, and then his pass is rejected out of bounds.
And make everybody else beat us, right? Make everybody else beat us. Marshall's gonna have to get his, and we'll just have to make everybody else make shots. Well, we'll stop him. Just not getting anything else from anybody. Ludden is about it.
Brander into the lane, hangs. Put that one up underneath the rim, and it goes out of bounds after deflecting off the iron.
That's a tough one. That was a nice. He had a nice layup there. He should have made that. That was a tough miss. You know what that is, though? He hasn't seen the ball go in very much, so it's really hard to get in a rhythm, into a flow. Their shooters have no rhythm right now.
Windham a chance to match their largest lead. They're up 8, led by as many as 10. And now we have a whistle away from the ball, and it's an offensive foul, I believe, against Hennessy.
No, you're right. He's pushing and shoving all over, though. He's been pushing big fella. He's kind of got a bit of an aggressive attitude at this point.
Which I think you have to have going up against Jackson Marshall.
I wonder how many fouls he has. We don't have that up on that magical scoreboard up there, how many fouls players have.
That is, though, the 4th Jaguar team foul, so they're up against the limit for the final 45 seconds. Skip pass ends up with Brady Sullivan, who just checked in for the first time. Offensive rebound, Marshall spins to his right, left it short, comes down, goes back up, almost got it to go, but he's going to head to the free throw line.
He's got 5 offensive rebounds. According to my chart, I have 5 offensive rebounds for him.
Yeah, he's been a beast on the glass, 16 rebounds overall.
He's working really hard.
And again, 24 points tonight with 19 coming in the first half. Marshall hits the free throw. Coach DeRose goes back to the bench. Here comes Benjamin Roy, excuse me. And he replaces the fired-up Hennessy.
He looks like a football player. He's been there just banging around and loving it.
Yeah, there's quite a few football players on this Windham team. Meanwhile, Marshall goes 2 for 2. And it's a two-possession game again at 51-45.
I'm just going to make sure if I'm Pinkerton, I'm getting a hand up on Bouchard. He shot really well in the second half, especially well.
He's got 11 of his 13 in this third quarter, Bouchard. Meanwhile, Katrobis trying to shake off the pesky defender. We're down to 3 seconds. Fadeaway three at the buzzer was online but short. And that'll do it for the end of the third quarter. Windham, they hold serve. They led by 6 at halftime. They take that 6-point lead into the fourth quarter. 51-45. Pinkerton on their home floor. Can they come back and avoid their second loss of the season, or does Windham grab the headline with a win? We find out next. Fourth quarter on the other side. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Start of the fourth quarter here in Derry. Marshall for 2.
That's it right there, right off the bat. Go inside.
Pinkerton back within 4. Windham trying to knock off the Astros and hand Pinkerton just their second loss of the season. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Katrobis into the finish.
Post up.
The junior has played well tonight, 13 points.
But you're right, they just scored. We talked about it for a second off the air, right? Pinkerton scores, and guess what? Windham comes right back and scores.
And then the answer from Charles Ludden will bring Pinkerton right back within 4. So back and forth we go to begin this fourth quarter. And Begley is going to draw a late whistle on the jump shot.
Yeah, it looked like he got hit on the shot, but I can't tell. He blew the whistle late, though.
He's about a second late, yeah. Bienvenu Cernudo got him on the closeout.
We have 3 shots, right? Was that 3? Was he a 3 or was he a 2?
I think it was a long 2.
Long 2? I thought maybe he was behind the line, but...
About a minute gone by, fourth quarter. Pinkerton at 11-1 overall. They scored the first 7 points of the ball game, and that represented their largest lead back in the opening minutes of the first quarter. Windham took the lead in the second and built up a 6-point lead at the break. They led by 6 as well after the third quarter. And now up by 5 at 54-49.
And you got to make free throws, especially down the wire, right? When you get fouled, you got to make free throws. There's that flex cut again. They saw it.
Marshall.
Good pass. Good pass inside.
Been the man tonight. 28 points, 16 rebounds. Keeping his team in it. One possession game at 54-51. And the home fans chanting defense.
Him and Ludden.
Katrobis leaner is good off the glass.
Little old man spin. You see that? Little English on that left hand. Spun it right in off the glass.
Great body control for the junior. Marshall counted and the foul.
Yep. Nice shot. Keep going in, right? You want to score, just throw it inside.
Well, this is how the game started. Marshall scored the first 9 points for Pinkerton, and he scored the first 6 for his club here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to go your money. That's your money guy, right? Throw the ball in the paint. Let's go. This is, to me, I love this. This is old school basketball. You got a big guy who's on the block.
Yep.
Throw him the ball, right? That's why I did that old Bill Walton. I throw it down, big man. Throw it in the paint to the big man.
Free throw short. Tipped and last touched by the Windham sophomore Tyler Jordan.
Now again, you got to throw. Like they're going to probably flash Marshall right to the middle, right to the ball. I was wrong on that. I would. I'd never not flash him to the middle.
Meanwhile, Wallace, a wild pass, ends up at his bench. Well, the Astros had some turnover trouble in that first half. Took better care of it in the third quarter, but that one may have been avoidable. So the turnover will give it back to Windham. We have a full timeout on the floor. Just about 2 minutes gone in this fourth quarter. Windham at 8-3 coming in. They had won 4 in a row. And as I mentioned earlier, 2 of those 3 losses were by just 1 point. The third loss, they had a fourth quarter lead against Bedford.
That's right.
But surrendered that lead in the end. Had some foul trouble in that fourth quarter, and the Bulldogs, as they seem to always do, survived.
Oh, they
Bedford,
do.
the lone unbeaten, as we know, in Division I. But just to highlight the point, all three of those losses for Windham really could have gone either way.
That's they're what 2 points away from being 10-1 as well. Yeah. So this is not really. I guess if we look at it from that perspective, we take a step back and we haven't seen these guys play, but we look at their records and how the games have played out. This is not really unexpected, then, right? They're a team that potentially could be 10-1 and tied with Pinkerton right now. Pinkerton hasn't played well the last couple days. They handled Central, fairly easily, but again, their scoring has dropped. I think teams are kind of figuring out who the shooters are early. They didn't know early right away. They didn't know a guy's going to make 11 threes. So once you figure out who the shooters are, it can change the way you play defense just a little bit, right? You know who to guard. We've seen coaches be depressed when they figure out, like, hey, why didn't we guard him?
All right, the Astro fans trying to give the home team a lift. The defense chant coming from the standing student section, and now the Windham fans will counter with a "Let's Go Jaguar" chant. Meanwhile, this one is kicked along the sideline.
And then all of a sudden, too, we have a Pinkerton zone.
For the first time tonight, yeah.
Playing zone. But you wonder right now with 5:56, is this going to be a slow-down situation as well? Did you see that right there? They passed the ball around a little bit.
Well, Begley looking to attack here.
Not slowing
Goes up
down.
and under. The banker, though, won't go, and there's the board for Ludden.
Ludden again on the glass. Ludden has been a really bright spark for them tonight.
Drive and kick. New player in the lineup, it's Troy Geller for Pinkerton. Meanwhile, Bienvenu Cernuda is going to head to the free throw line.
Ooh,
Yet another offensive rebound for the 5'8 junior. He followed his own miss and earns himself a trip to the charity stripe.
If we're talking about like we were Calvin Murphy earlier, just you and I, he's the Calvin Murphy of tonight, rebounding everywhere.
Calvin Murphy, the great Houston Rocket from back in the 70s and 80s.
And a champion baton twirler.
Right, that's how it started. How about a 2-for-2 trip there for the lefty?
And look at that.
He's up to 8 points. And yes, the lead is down to 1. Windham led by as many as 10 back in that third quarter. 2.5 gone by here in the fourth. Windham running a high set. Bouchard will come downhill, and they're going to say it's a goaltend.
They call it a T. They can't call it a T. They call it a T.
Oh, is it technical?
Yeah, I don't. Why would you call it technical on that? Wait a minute. Let's take a look at that. Wait.
He slapped the backboard. I thought that may have been a goaltend.
Yeah, I mean, we see that. The Wizard needs to show us that one more time. He called a T on that. He called the basket good probably, and a technical foul on the backboard slap.
Coach DeRozier wants the bucket. You can see he's pleading with the officials.
I don't know. Yeah, well, when you do slap the backboard like that with the ball up, the basket is supposed to count. So we need to, maybe the Wizard of replay can show it one more time to our fandom out there. Hit the subscribe button. There it is, Wizard. I knew you had it in you.
Well, I'm not sure what the call is. Is it a technical? Because now they are going to send Bouchard to the line. Yep.
Referee held up the T sign, but I can't. Where's the T? Show me where that T was on that replay. Do you see a T in that? He hit the backboard, touched it.
He hit the backboard. I figured that would have been the goaltend.
Yeah.
But instead, it's a technical.
No, that's not.
And it goes against Marshall.
That's not a good. Okay, I'm not going to be too harsh, but if you slap the glass so that all the world can hear it, then that's a T. He didn't slap the glass. He just tried to get the ball, didn't he?
Well,
did it count the basket as well?
No, they did not count the basket.
But they are going to
give Windham the basket give the Windham the possession after Bouchard a moment ago just hit 2 free throws.
I've never seen that before, I got to be honest. I've seen slap glass, when you hit it really hard. I've seen that called a tee. But I've never seen a touch on that trying to block a shot. I've never seen that before.
All right, so 58-55, and now a foul is going to come against Pinkerton. It's going to further rally up this crowd.
What are we at now? 3-2, so very close with, we've gone just over 3 minutes, right? Or not even 3 minutes yet, and we have 3 fouls with Pinkerton already.
See the reach in by Brady Sullivan. Meanwhile, Ludden pokes it loose. Begley recovers, splits a double team, goes ahead for Murphy. Inside out, Bouchard can't hit. Although Begley stays with it and scores off the glass.
What a fortuitous bounce for Begley.
Begley with 15, then a steal. And hang on.
Got a foul.
We have, I believe, a timeout before the turnover by
So no foul?
By Coach Dunham.
I thought they called a foul on the steal, too. No. Nick, what is going on here tonight?
No, it's going to be Pinkerton ball. The
Chaos.
steal never happened because the timeout came first.
Okay, called the timeout after the basket. We watched that play. They showed that last one. All
right, here it is right here. Watch Coach Dunham. There's the timeout, and then there's the steal.
How do you get...
Bang, bang play. They give the benefit of the doubt to the first-year Astro head coach. So it stays 60-55 with 3 minutes gone by here in this fourth quarter. And again, it will be Astro ball. Pinkerton has trailed most of this second half by as many as 10. Began this fourth quarter on the wrong end of a 6-point deficit, but trying to scratch and claw their way back into this one 3 minutes into the frame.
Well, it's still chaos. That was a chaotic play right there. I don't think he had possession enough to call the timeout. Even when he called timeout, you could see when Coach called the timeout, he didn't have possession of the ball entirely. So you're right, though. Bang, bang play. And again, people watching, it's the hardest sport to officiate. I think football might be harder, but basketball is a very close second to football.
I would say
it's just very difficult to officiate, no doubt about it.
I'd say you can split hairs, sure, but the speed of basketball, and usually we only have 2 refs. We have 3 tonight, which has helped a little bit. Football, you got 5, sometimes 7. Begley into the lane, draws a triple team. Bouchard driving kick, ready to fire is Murphy. Too strong from the corner. And a good box out and rebound by Galler for Pinkerton.
Good rebound. He was fouled, too, on that rebound.
And you're right, only 2 officials tonight.
No,
One of them, coincidentally, is Steve Beals. Meanwhile, there is Jackson Marshall.
Well, it looks like it could very well be Steve Beals on the floor.
It's his doppelganger.
It is. He's almost as tan as Steve is now, too, I think. He's very close.
Meanwhile, Marshall, his big night continues. He's got 30. And again, it's a 3-point game as we at the midway point, fourth quarter.
Every night for him is a big night. Yeah. Every night.
Had 46 in the win over Central back on Tuesday.
You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him, as the saying goes.
Murphy drive and kick. It's an offensive foul. I think Marshall drew the charge on the pass. The foul is going to go against Murphy.
He did, but he kind of got hit in the head, too, and the follows through, too. That's a good call. That's a good foul call. That's a turnover, though, and that's 5 this half maybe for them, so almost one more than they had in the...
Marshall deep in the post for 2.
Easy basket for the big fella.
Big fourth quarter.
Yep. He needs to have a big fourth quarter, and they need to continue to get him the ball. Just get him the ball. Feed him the ball.
Jaguars clinging to a 1-point lead. Katropis pull up. Around the rim and out. It ends up out of bounds, and Pinkerton will have it.
And Katropis got hit pretty hard bringing the ball up the floor that time. We haven't seen much of that, but he got banged around by Bienvenu quite a bit.
Meanwhile, Windham is going to come back with their starting center, Benjamin Roy. He's going to match up with Marshall. 3 minutes and change to go. Pinkerton looking for the lead for the first time in this fourth quarter. 3-pointer for Ludden, trying to give it to him. No. Marshall is there. Counted, and the foul.
There it is. Good pass. That was a really good rebound. I'm sorry, not a rebound by Marshall. And a nice basket by him.
Just too big, too strong.
Yeah, you're not going to stop him, right? They haven't been able to really stop him. But they have contained him a little bit compared to what he's been doing, right? But again, the game's not over. He's got 3 minutes left. He's got a lot of time to get a lot of baskets.
That is number 5 on Roy, so he is fouled out. Coach DeRozier is going to come back with Sam Roidulis, the freshman, to try and guard the 6'9 senior Jackson Marshall. Pinkerton by 1 here with just over 3 minutes. One more free throw for Marshall, and it's good.
They got to feel good about that. 2-point lead. Windham has not played as efficiently this second half of the fourth quarter as they did earlier. They just haven't been as efficient. They turned the ball over. And
looking for a bucket here.
There's an offensive foul and a defensive foul.
Bouchard picked off. Bienvenu Cernuda. Wraparound pass. Layup, though, won't go for Galler. And now a scramble on the weak side. Bodies on the floor.
We got another timeout?
I believe so. Yes, sir.
Wow, another fortuitous timeout call by
a good
Pinkerton.
hustle play in front of the Astro bench. Coach Dunham is right there to call for the timeout.
That's a jump on him foul as well.
As you can see, it's Andrew Brander at the bottom of that pile who got to it.
Yeah, he got jumped on as well. Who got the rebound down here in the other? I couldn't even see who got the rebound after that missed shot. Was that? Because somebody had a rebound, right? And he lost it. Was that Brander maybe? Oh, my goodness. Nick, that was chaos on that play. I couldn't keep up.
It's been a chaotic fourth quarter.
Oh, here we go, the Wizard. We see the missed layup there, the rebound.
And Brander never quite had it. It was poked loose by Katrobis.
He got it there.
And then a head-first effort by Brander, able to recover.
We'll give him that one. We'll give him a rebound on that.
Coming up after the game, full recap, stats, highlights, analysis, and hopefully an interview live with the winning head coach as well. That's all coming up after the game. Ludden for 3, short. Andrew Brander, second try is good. Big second half of the senior. 6 points, 4 rebounds, all of that since halftime. Katrobis, pull up, Banker, no. Marshall the rebound. Pinkerton by 4 with the ball as we tick down towards 2 minutes.
Yeah, and Wyndham's kind of getting away from what they were doing.
Entry pass tipped away. Murphy's on the floor, and he's ruled out of bounds on the sideline.
Almost had it, almost.
A good defensive effort by the freshman to deny the entry pass, but Murphy never quite had his footing.
No, it didn't, but it was a great effort,
So Pinkerton get another crack at it, up by 4, looking to extend the lead. They go inside to their leader. It's Marshall. Mid-block, spins right, double pump, no. Follows his own miss, yes, and the foul. A monster fourth quarter for the 6'9 senior Jackson Marshall as Pinkerton has taken their largest lead of this fourth quarter. Coach DeRozier has seen enough as a timeout is called by Windham.
If they win, it's on the big, broad shoulders of Jackson Marshall here in the second half. At the end, especially right now, he's utterly unstoppable in the paint, and he's getting beat up, he's getting held, he's getting grabbed, and he still battles his way to make that shot. That was a very tough shot. Tough shot.
How about 17 in the fourth quarter for Jackson Marshall?
17 points in this fourth quarter.
In this fourth quarter.
Gads, man. He's gonna get what he's been getting. He's gonna get 40 again, right? If he hasn't already, 41 now. And I'm not good at math. I told you I'm not good at math. But yeah, they've done such a good job with everybody else. At the end, though, you got to make some free throws. You can't turn the ball over. If you want to win in somebody else's house, it was just really hard to do with this crowd like this, and you have to play flawless basketball, especially at the end.
That's got the Pinkerton student section emboldened here. Still $1:47 to go. Marshall, meanwhile, awaiting the free throw. Coach DeRozier is really maximizing this time out here, holding his guys as long as possible in the Windham huddle.
It's fine. I mean, keep them there as long as you can. coaches, we coaches, when we coach, we tend to not hear the whistle either. You just sort of wait, I'm supposed to come out now? Okay, I'll come out now. Talk as long as you got to talk. It can be annoying, I know, it's annoying, but Windham just has to be a little more efficient here as we get down to the last. We've got 1:47 left. You've got to be a little more efficient and make some, threes. Maybe.
And credit Pinkerton. They've elevated the energy defensively here in this fourth quarter. Free throw, no, and there's Brander on the offensive glass. Another key rebound for the guard. Meanwhile, it's Ludden. Pull up. He almost had it. Murphy, the rebound. So the door is open a crack with 90 seconds remaining. 2-possession game. Windham down 6 with the ball. Pinkerton in a man-to-man. Katrobis with the handle. Skip pass for Bouchard. Ready to fire. 3 is no good. Marshall's on the weak side glass for Pinkerton.
Gone cold. A little bit gone cold.
It's his 20th rebound. He's going to draw a foul here in the backcourt.
And he's going to shoot more free throws.
Yep, Astros are over the limit. 5 team fouls.
All right, 2 more Windham. That's 5, right?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, okay.
So 2 on the way for Marshall.
He's just going to live at the free throw line here at the end. If they guys keep throwing the ball, they just keep getting fouled. Not over yet. A lot of time left. Not over yet.
42 for Marshall.
That's a huge fourth quarter for him.
18 and counting.
That's why they're ahead now because of his fourth quarter efforts.
And credit first-year head coach Mike Dunham as well. Listening to your advice, going back inside time and time again in this fourth quarter to his senior superstar.
Just keep throwing it in there until you stop him, right? You can't.
68-60. Wyndham's got to hurry. We're down to 1 minute remaining in regulation. Begley off balance. No, Marshall not going to be denied with the rebound. His 21st. Now Pinkerton trying to play some keep away, and they do keep it in bounds along the sideline. Brander up in the air for Marshall. He's going to flush it.
Ooh, big man, throw it down, big man.
Bouchard a quick 3, won't get it.
This game is over, Nick. This game is over.
And now a 3-on-2 is broken up. Pass stolen. Good read by the sophomore Jordan down the lane for Begley. Missed the layup. Ludden is there. He's knocked to the ground. And they're going to say Windham basketball.
Yeah, he got fouled. Somebody got fouled on that. It was a foul.
Apparently no foul.
I like the one-handed lob catch, though. That was a beauty. It was another throw it down, big man.
Huge fourth quarter for Pinkerton. They trail by as many as 10 in this second half, by 6 to begin this fourth quarter.
What a swing.
Now they lead by 10, which is their largest lead of the night, at 70-60.
You're a mathematical wizard. What's the swing on that? That's a huge swing. For the first half, they were down by, 8? And now they're up by 10?
They were down 10 in the third quarter.
Third quarter, and now they're up 10, so that's a
20-point
swing. Wow. Mathematics.
And again, it's been the Jackson Marshall show tonight.
Absolutely. He's been a dominant force, and he's had to be in order for them to win. Had to be. So a little bit of tomfoolery on the left side of us, but
yep, it's all right. Coach O'Reilly's got his staff members sorting out some of the antics here in the Wyndham crowd.
Coach O'Reilly being coach?
He's the athletic director, and he's
at Wyndham?
The head man in charge here at Pinkerton.
Oh, Pinkerton. Okay.
All right. Meanwhile, still got 20 seconds to go here. Wyndham will inbound. Bouchard up top. High post Begley. Back to Bouchard. Into the corner for Katrobis. Three-pointer is short. Ludden the rebound. Spins out of a crowd but traveled.
Here's Ludden again, though, with a good rebound. Turned the ball over, but guess what? He got a rebound. Ludden has been, again, I said this a few times, a very bright spark.
Yeah.
And I think Bienvenu, been good. Brander, pretty good in the second half as well.
Yep.
So they had a lot of input in the second half from other players.
Murphy for 3. Line drive miss. Rebound collected by Galler. Wyndham is not going to foul. And Pinkerton with a big fourth quarter comeback. They're going to win the basketball game by a final score of 70-60 as Jackson Marshall is swarmed here by the students.
That was a heroic
after
effort.
a monster game and a monster fourth quarter.
That was a heroic effort in the fourth quarter by him. I mean, and they did exactly what you're supposed to do. You throw the ball to your bread and butter, the big fella. You throw it in there and let him do his work. And he did some work in the paint. Look at all the free throws he shot, too. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to have to do some math, Nick.
He ends up with 45 points, 21 of those coming in the fourth quarter. Coming up, we're going to hope to speak with head coach Mike Dunham. John Barron, our videographer, is down there right now, hoping to pry the coach out of that sea of humanity on the floor. We're going to tally up the stats in the meantime. Ben's going to send over some scores, and we're going to put it all together in a few minutes and present the post-game show. A lot to go over in just a moment. Pinkerton, a winner over Windham in come-from-behind fashion. 70-60 is the final. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Well, 70-60 is the final score. Pinkerton, after trailing by as many as 10 in the third quarter, they come away with a 10-point victory to improve to 12-1 overall. Kind of a heartbreaking loss for Windham. They slip to 8-4 and they see their 4-game win streak come to an end. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you here in Derry. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. And we'll start where we should. That's with Jackson Marshall.
Yes,
45 points.
Big man.
45 points.
And 21 rebounds.
21 of his 45 came in the fourth quarter when his team needed him most.
That's a massive fourth quarter, and they did what we always say with him: you throw the ball inside, and you keep throwing it inside until they stop him. And they didn't stop him. You know what? They contained him somewhat in the first half. Second half, that fourth quarter, he just went to town. But you know what, though? You have to look, if you're Windham on the other side, Windham played really well for 3 quarters, and the fourth quarter, it got away. That's a little bit of youth. That's a little bit of inexperience, perhaps. And they turned the ball over a couple times. And you got to feel a little bit like, oh, you know what? We had it. We had it. And then it got away. But, hey, you know what? They came to a very difficult place to play.
Yep.
They played hard. They were scrappy. And they just didn't shoot as well in the end as they did earlier, too. So they were there. They were there, and they have to feel good. So you can look at it. You can be bummed out that you lost. But that's a positive because they know if they play him again in the playoffs,
I agree.
Then they have there's a chance. They know they can play.
There's some
with
ingrained confidence.
Yeah, you can play with them, and now you know if you can stay close to them because that 10 points is closer than it looks, right? They can play with them. They can play with anybody, right? So going forward. Interesting playoffs. Interesting. Woo.
Well, it's been a great job this year, no question, for Carson DeRoger, the first-year head coach for Windham. I mean, he has brought them into contention. Despite tonight's setback, they're still in the hunt in the top echelon of Division I with that 8-4 record. They'll look to rebound at Keene on Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Offense tonight was spearheaded for Windham by 3 players, all in double figures. Jack Kutrobis, the junior guard, ended up with a team-high 16 points, and then 15 apiece. The seniors, Jack Begley and Caden Bouchard. For Begley, most of that damage came in the first half. 11 of his 15 over the first 2 quarters. For Caden Bouchard, he had 11 of his 15 in the third quarter.
Yeah,
and that included 3 made 3-pointers. And as I mentioned, Kutrobis with a team-high 16 points. And then you had really a rotation of Windham big men trying to slow down Marshall. And at times tonight certainly did a good job. The starter, Benjamin Roy, ultimately fouled out, but he gave some hard-earned minutes there. We saw Andrew Hennessy, the senior, come off the bench and put in some blue-collar work. And the freshman as well, Sam Roy-Dulis, held his own at times tonight. So you're right. I think Windham will be disappointed tonight. But
tonight they'll be
ultimately,
disappointed a little bit.
As you said, they can play with anybody. For Pinkerton, again, Marshall is the story. 45 points and 21 rebounds, but he had help. Charles Ludden, 12 points, 6 rebounds by my count.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Solid point guard play from Parker Bienvenu Cernuda, who ended up with 7 points and 5 rebounds. And then Andrew Brander, quiet in that first half, big in the fourth quarter, 6 points in the second half, had some key rebounds on the offensive end to extend the possessions and help his team out in some tight spots.
That last one right there where they got the chance to call timeout, that he grabbed the rebound on the floor, was a huge play because they were able to get the ball back, and I think they came back and scored. I found here's an interesting stat. So 3-pointers, right? The game is now played from the outside in. So Windham only made 5, which isn't very many these days, right? And Pinkerton, their bread and butter early was always the big fella and their 3-point shooting. They only made 1 3 tonight. Unless my mathematics is off again.
No, I think you're right.
Then again, their scoring's down. They relied on old school, throw the ball into the big fella, pound it in and hammer it, and let him get his.
All right, first-year head man Mike Dunham going to join us tonight. He's going to join us right now. Coach, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much.
First of all,
Great win.
let's get that microphone right down in front of your mouthpiece. There you
now
go.
We hear you.
I can hear you
Much
now.
better.
We got to hear you now.
Coach, you had to sweat this one out tonight.
Yeah.
But your team responded in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's your takeaway?
I really think we guarded in the fourth quarter a little bit better than we have in the last couple games. And that really helps us. It's going to create more offense. The better defense we play creates more offense. Again, we didn't shoot the ball great tonight, but, we still got to shoot with confidence.
Your big man had one of his better performances, especially down the stretch. 21 in that fourth quarter, 45 in the game. Also manned the paint well and hit the glass with 21 rebounds. Is he seemingly getting better in real time?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Jackson's just a competitor, he's an athlete. Whether it's basketball, baseball, anything, Jackson wants to win, and he cares about winning. He makes good plays. Took a couple of bad shots, but again, he gets beat up. He really does. And I honestly think he enjoys it a little bit too, So he's definitely a competitor.
I think to a certain extent, you're right. But I thought tonight there were multiple times where he got hammered, and still was able to, get the ball, get a rebound, make the shot. Maybe he had to get his own rebound.
Yeah.
But are you guys? We've seen you before, and you've gone sort of almost outside in because you shoot so well. Tonight, it was inside out, and when it was inside, do you practice throwing the ball inside, working on throwing good passes to him?
Yeah.
Because it's an old art that's not there anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Parker Bienvenu Cernuda does a good job with it. Charlie Ludden does a good job with it, getting on the ball. But again, we still got to shoot open shots.
You do,
absolutely. And to beat the good teams, you need other guys to step up. I thought Charlie Ludden stepped up. I don't know how many points he had, but I thought he played great. He played great defense. and that's really what we got to hang our hat on is our defensive intensity. So
yeah, Ludden ended up with what 12 and 6. So he was your other bright spark, and then Andrew Brander had played a good second half, fourth quarter. I
thought the fourth quarter for Drew, I think the last 4 or 5 minutes he was really good. He affected winning, and that's what we're trying to get all the guys to do. Just affect winning and make game-winning plays.
I do appreciate though the way you guys throw the ball inside to him, because you can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him a little bit, right? And they tried, but he was just phenomenal in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean he's just such a load down there.
He's
trying to stop him. He's big, and you know what? He's got great hands. He catches everything we throw to him, and and again I'm going to say it again. He's just a competitor. He wants to win. He wants to get back to UNH, and that's the ultimate goal. But we've gone through some adversity against Dover. I mean, Dover came in and played a great game against us. Kudos to Matt Fennessy too. He played great, and Carson DeRoche is doing a great job at Windham. I mean, those kids play hard. They're all great shooters, and and Carson does a great job with those guys.
Yeah. Obviously, Coach, you came back after that Dover loss with a win on Tuesday night.
Yep.
How did the team respond to that kind of unexpected defeat against the Green Wave?
Yeah, I mean, I took a long look at it. Didn't sleep much that night.
I bet.
I actually have my brother Mark Dunham is a 1,000-point scorer here at Pinkerton, and he's the head coach at Central Catholic. And I actually had him come into practice and kind of talk to our guys, and just to get a different perspective. You know what I mean? I don't have an assistant coach here, so it was just me. Just having someone else's voice really helped. And talking to him, and I could have came in and ran him all the time. No, we had a good competitive practice the next day. And it's actually good. We know we can be beat. And that's really good for the kids. And practice has been 10 times better. We're really starting to compete a little bit more, and it's only going to make us better.
I would like to see these guys play again. I think it'd be fun. For us, that was a really fun game to call.
Yeah, absolutely.
You might not like it, but we like it.
Yeah, I mean, me and Carson are great friends. Carson was my brother's assistant at Central Catholic.
That's right.
So, I play golf with Carson all the time. The big 7-footer playing golf. You should see it. It's great.
Ooh, they got a long club. Hit the ball far.
Yep.
Coach, you've got another big week. Coming up. Obviously, you've got Keene, and then the big matchup.
Winnicott.
It's Winnicott. I'm sorry. Wyndham is playing Keene.
Yeah, we're at
you guys will be on the road at Winnicott on Tuesday, and then back here on Friday for the highly anticipated showdown.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Coach Moreno does such a good job with them. I mean, I'm sure he has 11 of my films. I got 11 of his, so it should be a fun matchup, and they're very, very good. Luke Soden and O'Connell, they're very, very good. It should be a packed house here.
Roll those bleachers over.
I think we're going to roll the bleachers over.
Baby.
And tonight was electric too. It was really fun. But again, we take it a week at a time. We win each week. That's what we're trying to do, and that's what we're gonna prepare for next week as well. So looking forward to it.
Coach, best of luck.
Thank you guys so much.
We'll see you a week from tonight.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Appreciate what you do. Thank you.
That was a hard-earned win. Congratulations on that.
First-year head coach Mike Dunham giving us some good stuff there.
Absolutely, yeah. It's fun to hear his perspective on how he handled that kind of unexpected loss to Dover and how they react, what he do. He brought his brother in to talk, somebody from a different perspective, a different coach who coaches that's a high-level high school coaching job there at Central Catholic. So it's kind of, and he doesn't have an assistant coach. I'm befuddled by that because this is a good program. He should have an assistant coach, somebody help him out.
Well, he's got Cam Hohen and some others in the program, but in terms of a kind of full-time
right, he needs somebody to really kind of like help him with defense. That's you can run a program yourself like that, but you have to do some delegation, and it's easier for you. Say, give someone to do the defense, and you can still oversee it when the game comes. But practice, you need help.
Well, I hope they don't steal you away from us.
No, I'm done with that. You kids would make me nuts. I'm done. I'm already nuts as it is.
All right, good stuff tonight. Want to thank Coach O'Reilly, of course, for, as usual, making it very easy for us. John Barron doing a lot of good work behind the scenes over the last 48 hours to help us out. Same thing with Ben Beals back in the Beals Insurance Studios, our director, the man behind the curtain, working with Dwayne over at JVC to get us up and running. So we appreciate all the hard work that goes in all throughout the week to get us ready to go.
And how did we get – I'm just going to call him Mr. Beals because he's like in charge. How did Mr. Beals end up officiating the game tonight?
That's a good question.
I have no idea.
That's a good question. By the way, a good job tonight by those two officials.
Oh, yeah.
As well. That doesn't get pointed out enough, in my opinion. All right, I'm going to give you the final score, the final time. Pinkerton 70, Windham 60.
Ooh.
This has been a presentation of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.